Welcome to Common Foot Conditions. This is part 3 in a 10-part series where we're looking at things that we would often find in a private podiatry clinic, so things that frequently impact you and your foot health. So, interdigital corns, what do they look like to begin with? Well, first of all, they can appear between any of the toes, so most frequently we will see them between the 4th and the littlest 5th toe. A corn is a well-defined focal area of callus that forms into like a plug, and that's no different whether it's between the toes or whether it's on the bottom, the plantar surface of the foot. It can look yellowy, it can be almost attached to the nail between the toes, or it can be look a little bit soggy and white and be right down in the middle of the interdigital web of the toes. If it's very painful, you might see a small red core form in the middle, and if that happens then you need to go and see a podiatrist as soon as possible, because it's likely that the pressure has caused a wound to occur underneath the corn. That's something that does happen between the toes. They come, as with any other corn, because of pressure, stress and friction. What does that mean in reality? It might mean that there's anatomical reasons why there's pressure, stress and friction. It might be that a slight loss of fibrofatty padding between the on the toes causes the joints to rub together. It can also be that the shoes are a little bit too tight. It can also come when the foot is hot and sweaty, for example, so it's not always to do with wearing court shoes. It could be that we see the most corns in runners, for example, so they're wearing really good shoes, there's enough space, but the friction of a damp foot and the movement can still cause interdigital corns. So really this is a kind of a specialist thing, I would say. It's not something to be treated at home, certainly not with any corn removing treatments that you can buy over the counter. I would suggest that it would be, you can get quite a large reaction from corn treatments, particularly with acid if they're put between the toes. This is really something for an expert podiatrist to remove. It's a scalpel between the toes, so we are very careful and we're very experienced, and we can enucleate it and remove that corn for you. That won't stop it coming back, so the fact that we've taken out a corn between your toes and relieved all that pain and friction and pressure is only half the story. The rest of the story is understanding why you've got the corn in the first place and then rectifying it. So it may be something as simple as really drying your feet very well in the mornings after a shower and then putting on a little bit of powder, for example, or using some surgical spirit between the toes if they are prone to getting damp. It may also be that we would make a bespoke silicone wedge to just sit between the toes to keep them apart, and that can be, as it's made to measure, can be very, very effective. So really my advice would be to, if you do have interdigital corns, get them treated, but also to pay attention to what really triggers them, what makes them hurt the most. Is there a particular pair of shoes or a particular activity? And bring that information with you to the podiatrist, and together we can figure out what to do about it.